Every great story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. But how do you wrap your mind around stories that have no beginning, no end, and exist outside of time itself? How do you make sense of a universe that came from nothing and is going nowhere? Some say you can't. That stories like these are pointless fairy tales that only children could believe. But I don't think so. I think that myths can help us understand our place in this world, if we know where to look. And this legend is right here in front of us. It's in the way the earth tilts on its axis day after day, year after year, and creates night and day. It's in the water cycle that brings rain to nourish the soil, and it's in the very core of the sun that gives us life. But let me tell you a story that might surprise you. In the beginning, there was only darkness. Nothing existed. There was no space, no time, no matter. Then, from this nothingness, a primordial ocean of chaos emerged, a formless void of infinite potential known as Nun. And within this watery abyss swam the serpent deity Apophis, also called Apep, the personification of evil, darkness, and chaos. He coiled himself around the world, keeping it forever dark. Then from the depths of this formless void, Ra emerged. When Ra appeared in the sky, the first thing he did was make war on Apophis, who had been ruling the skies since the beginning of time. Every evening, Apophis would slither out from his hiding place and block the face of Ra, plunging the world into darkness. Ra would then battle against Apophis, trying to keep the face of the sun visible in the night sky. Ra fought with magic, smiting Apophis with his powerful weapons, one of which was his eye, which transformed into a fiery snake. The struggle between these two deities was endless, and became known as the battle between order and chaos, good and evil. As the battle raged, the Egyptians knew that they were watching something truly special. They saw the power of the sun and the forces of nature, and they realized that they were in the presence of something greater than themselves. This awe and wonder inspired them to create some of the most magnificent temples and monuments ever built. For example, the Great Temple at Abu Simbel, which features 4 gigantic statues of Pharaoh Ramesses II, each 65 feet tall. The temple was built to honor the pharaoh's victory over the Hittites in the Battle of Kadesh, which took place during the reign of Ramesses II. The temple was designed to capture the essence of the sun god Ra, who was believed to reside in the sanctuary behind the altar. When the sun's rays entered the sanctuary, they illuminated 3 of the 4 statues, symbolizing the 3 most important gods of the Egyptian pantheon, Ra, Amun, and Ptah. But these weren't the only spectators watching this epic battle. The gods of the underworld were also enthralled by the spectacle. Every night, when Ra ventured into the underworld, he was accompanied by a group of deities who protected him from the dangers that lurked there. One of these deities was Anubis, the guide of the dead, who led Ra through the underworld. Another was Wepwawet, the opener of the ways, who cleared the path for Ra. And yet another was Mafdet, the slayer of Apophis, who helped Ra defeat the serpent deity. These gods were not just spectators. They were active participants in the drama that unfolded every night. One day, Ra decided that he was tired of fighting Apophis every night and wanted to find a way to end the battle once and for all. So he asked the gods of the underworld for help. They devised a plan to trap Apophis and prevent him from rising again. When Apophis tried to block the sun's face at night, the gods held him down with their combined powers, and Ra used his Eye of Horus to strike a fatal blow. As Apophis writhed in agony, he broke into 7 pieces. Ra cut off his head and flung it away, then chopped up the rest of his body and scattered it across the sky. And that is why we see 7 stars in the constellation of the Big Dipper. They are the remains of Apophis, the embodiment of chaos, forever defeated by Ra, the bringer of light. Now, some people might say that this is just a myth, a fantasy that the ancient Egyptians made up to explain the natural world around them. But I think there's more to it than that. You see, Ra wasn't just a god, he was the sun itself. He was the reason crops grew, the river flowed, and time moved. He was the center of the Egyptian universe. Everything revolved around him, and without him, everything would fall into chaos. Ra was first mentioned in the pyramid texts, a collection of religious texts that were carved into the walls of the pyramids during the Old Kingdom period. In these texts, Ra is depicted as a creator god who emerged from the primordial waters of Nun and brought light and order to the world. He is also shown as a solar deity who travels across the sky in his solar boat and battles against the forces of darkness. Ra was also associated with the pharaohs, who were considered to be the embodiment of Ra on earth. The pharaohs wore a crown that symbolized Ra's rays, and they were believed to possess a divine spark from the sun god. They were also responsible for ensuring that Ra's journey across the sky was not blocked by the forces of chaos. During the New Kingdom period, Ra's importance grew even more. He was merged with the Theban Triad, a group of 3 gods consisting of Amun, Mut, and Khonsu. Amun was the king of the gods and the supreme ruler of the Egyptian pantheon. Mut was the mother goddess and the consort of Amun. Khonsu was the moon god and the son of Amun and Mut. Together, they formed a powerful trinity that represented the 3 stages of time, past, present, and future. Ra was incorporated into this triad and became known as Amen-Ra, or the hidden sun. This was because the Egyptians believed that Ra's true form was invisible to humans and could only be seen by the initiated priests. They also believed that Ra's power was so great that he could not be approached directly and had to be mediated through Amun. One of the most famous examples of this is the temple at Karnak, which contains a series of chambers that are aligned with the movements of the sun. During the winter solstice, the sun's rays enter through a narrow opening and illuminate a small area in the floor. This was seen as the symbolic birthplace of Ra and was considered to be a sacred event. Ra was also associated with several other deities, including Horus, the sky god, who was considered to be the son of Ra and Tefnut. Also Hathor, the cow goddess, who was the mother of Horus and was often depicted with the sun disk between her horns. One day, while Ra was sailing through the sky, he encountered a group of humans who were suffering from the heat and the glare of the sun. Ra felt sorry for them and did something unexpected. He lowered his solar bark and descended to Earth. When the humans saw Ra in his true form, they were terrified. But Ra calmed them down and told them not to be afraid. He then gave them some of his power and raised them up to become gods. These humans were not ordinary people. They were special individuals who had been chosen by Ra to become his children. They were given the ability to create, to heal, and to protect, and they became known as the gods of the Ennead. The Ennead were a group of 9 gods who ruled over the Egyptian pantheon. They were considered to be the most important gods in the Egyptian religion, and they were worshipped throughout Egypt. The Ennead included Ra, Amun, Ptah, Shu, Tefnut, Geb, Nut, Osiris, and Isis. The Egyptians believed that the sun god Ra created the world and everything in it. He was the supreme ruler of the universe, and he was responsible for bringing light and warmth to the earth. The sun god was also seen as the embodiment of order and civilization. He was the opposite of chaos and darkness, and he was the bringer of life and growth. The ancient Egyptians built huge temples dedicated to the sun god Ra. These temples were designed to capture the sun's rays and to celebrate its power over the course of the day. The most famous example of a temple dedicated to the sun god Ra is the Temple of Karnak. This temple complex is one of the largest religious structures ever built, and it is a testament to the power and importance of the sun god in Egyptian mythology. If you want to know more about the ancient Egyptians and their fascinating culture, then check out our other videos. We have covered many aspects of their rich history, from the construction of the pyramids to the mysteries of the Sphinx. We have also explored other ancient civilizations such as the Greeks and the Romans. Our channel is the place to be if you are interested in learning more about the ancient world. So hit the subscribe button and join us on our journey through time.